Hello, my friends. This is the November 9th, 2021 reading for the S&P 500. The theme is the indolence card. What's highlighted today is a high that will not be revisited within the time frame of the reading. Because it's a theme card, that's, let me take a look up here. Yeah, because it's the theme card, it also correlates to Wednesday's card on the November 2021, Wednesday the 10th on the November 2021 overview. So I'd say that's this is a significant high for the month that we're basically, it was a brief high. Either it was yesterday or we have it today. It looks to me like either it was on Monday the 8th or it's on the 9th, not today, on the 9th. Somewhere in those first 2 days of the week, there'll be a high that will not be revisited for the rest of the month, or at least for a really significant amount of time. It looks to me like the rest of them, it's possibly the rest of the month. We shall see. At least the week. And so we have some trickery in the pre-market. There's a big move to the upside. There's also a U-shaped dip, both in the pre-market, and they're also connected to the devil card, which indicates that there's an intentional shakeout or an intentional fake out of some kind, like a triggering of an indicator, but it's a false indication of something. It doesn't actually come true based on what they trigger. So it's designed to make people do something impulsive or make them do the wrong thing. And really, in a lot of cases, you should do the opposite of what it looks like you should do in a moment like that. But you can only know that with the tarot, you know? So right at the open, we have a selling, like there's a peak that forms, and then there's a selling from that peak. The Congress is highlighted in the first half hour of the day, and then from 10 to 11, there's bullish behavior based on something having to do with economics and Congress. Then we have some bouncing around a support level with a bearish kind of leaning between 11 and 12. There's one of the day's lows. So there's one of the day's lows in the pre-market. There's one of the day's lows at about 11:30, 11:45, somewhere right around there. And then we have a sharp decline between the wow, that's getting annoying. My snooze alarm keeps going off. Like, what the hell? Anyhow, yeah, okay, guys. So between roughly 10 and 1 o'clock, there will also be a sharp decline through multiple support levels. But we have a move higher from 1 to 2-ish, or from 1 to 3-ish, let's say, after another day's low. There's a move higher to establish a new support level, to break through resistance and establish a new support level. And the day's high is right there around 2 o'clock. There's a day's low really close to that as well, roughly like 210-ish. They're blended together really, but there's an opportunity right there from roughly there's a big push from I think it looks to me like roughly 11 or 145. There's a move starts and it goes up high. There's a day's high, and then there's a drop shortly following that. So there's a day's high up through a resistance level, creating some sort of support there, and then it breaks back down through that support. And it looks to me all within the 130 to 230 hour, like roughly there. There's also another day's low correlated to the last hour of trading, and it's also related to indolence cards. So really, that high that takes place in the last 130 to 230 ish area, it won't be revisited. Definitely not within the time frame of the day's reading. However, the last hour is also an opportunity to play both sides of the market. So position myself with puts and calls, some sort of spread like that. There's a day's low there. There's a decline from a high right at the close as well. It looks to me like we probably have a sideways S shape between a support and a resistance level that takes place there in the last hour to the close, roughly end of day, but the end of the roughly post market. But at the end of the day, there is a decline from the high as well. It looks to me like there's a notable low. It's either a notable decline. It's a strong decline from coming to form the low. It comes from a strong decline. That's what I'm sensing. And the high forms from a big move higher. So they're like two big moves. All right. So, and that would also go in line with some of the other stuff that's been talked about on here. The trade opportunity is going to be, it's going to be around selling from a high, making money on the way down. The sneak preview card for tomorrow is the Prince of Cups. It's a courageous rally out of a scary decline. So, so it looks to me like the end of day sharp decline. Either that or we gap down, one of the two. But tomorrow there's a big move to the upside. It looks to me like we have in the pre-market and whatnot. In any case, I'll get into that on the next one, guys. If you want to get these ahead of time, like really ahead of time, like before anybody else, we're gonna set something up, and hopefully people will support that new offer. In any case, guys, I hope there's people that are making money. I know there's people that are making money. I'm killing it. How could you not? It's just the crazy thing is there's so many people that are so certain that this is impossible that like they just look at me like I have four eyes. You know what I mean? Like when I try to tell them what I do, they don't even bother to look at the evidence. We have people who post, "Oh, it's a scam." They obviously didn't bother to look at the evidence. If anybody out there thinks this is a scam, you want to talk shit, I'll tell you what. I'll prove to you 100%. You give me any stock, any day, any year, doesn't fucking matter. You ask the question, I'll give you the market's behavior or the stock's behavior by the hour with a 98% accuracy. It doesn't matter when or where. Bring it on, Mr. Know-It-All. All right, guys, I'll see you all later.